Hi everyone. We'll go ahead and get started here in a few minutes. I just wanted to start this up a little bit early to give everyone a chance to join. If my audio sounds good, just leave a comment here real quick. Let me know. I just want to make sure I sound okay before I get started. Okay, great. Sounds good. All right, we'll give it another couple minutes before I get going here. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Thanks for joining us Sunday night. Not usually a traditional time that we do these, but it seemed like a good time just to get the word out about the potential for some severe weather tomorrow night especially. All right, I got 8 o'clock on my clock here, so I'll go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining us on this weather briefing, and we're just going to walk through. First of all, my name is Derek Snyder. I'm a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service office in Paducah, and thank you again all for joining me on this Sunday night. And so I'm just going to step through what we're expecting through the day tomorrow night, and then into Tuesday as well. As we're definitely looking at the calendar has turned to May, and it looks like the Mother Nature is finally noticing it's spring, so it looks like our chances for thunderstorms and possibly some severe thunderstorms look like they're going to be on the increase here as we go over the next day or two. So just to kind of lay it out, what we're expecting at this point, this is still subject to a little bit of change as we go forward through the next 24 hours or so. But right now, other than the rain that we're seeing right now, which shouldn't really be any concern, just light rain tonight through Monday morning. We'll expect the rain to come to an end Monday morning. Most of the day Monday is going to be dry. The one exception is that there could be a very widely scattered, isolated thunderstorm develop Monday afternoon. If that does develop, especially later in the afternoon, once we get some heating of the day, we could see an isolated strong storm. The main threat from that would be large hail. So just something to keep in the back of your head. But for the most part, most of you are going to be dry through the afternoon hours on Monday. But that changes as we go through late Monday night and through Tuesday morning. When I say late Monday night, I'm talking mainly after midnight. It's going to be quite late for the severe thunderstorm threat. Unfortunately, we don't like it when that happens, especially when everyone's sleeping when we have the severe thunderstorm threat. And at this time, there's really no one region that we're focusing on specifically for the severe thunderstorm threat. Right at this time, looks like anyone could be have the chance of seeing thunderstorms, especially, but then also severe thunderstorms too. And then something else to keep an eye on as we kind of go through into the afternoon hours on Tuesday into Tuesday evening, we could have a second round of strong to severe thunderstorms, and that would be mainly across western Kentucky, perhaps up into southwest Indiana as well. So basically, we're expecting kind of our classic severe weather threats. when you think of severe thunderstorms. Large hail and damaging winds especially are our main concerns, but we also can't rule out a tornado as well. But definitely the large hail and damaging wind potential is what has our attention right now. But then again, we can't rule out tornado as well, so I never want to say never on that with these kinds of storms. And so here's the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. They issue these severe weather outlooks, and we right now, this was issued earlier this afternoon. It basically has the entire region outside of middle western Tennessee in a level 2, slight risk for severe thunderstorms. There are some people who are asking about a possible upgrade to this to, as you can see here, an enhanced risk, level 3. That's definitely on the table. The next update will be issued overnight tonight, late tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that gets bumped up a level or so. So we'll share that tomorrow morning once we get the next forecast package out. But basically, the entire region's under this level 2 out of 5 for slight risk of severe thunderstorms, with it trailing down to a level 1 as you go in towards the I-40 corridor, Nashville to Memphis, in that area. So. Just in case you're not familiar with these graphics, a level 2 is slight means severe thunderstorms possible, damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes or tornadoes. And this frequency, this happens. You might see these kind of storms maybe a few times a year. And around here, we're no strangers to severe weather, so this isn't our first slight risk in our area, but definitely has our attention. And I would not be surprised at all if it gets. If we see an upgrade at all to this level 3 as well, the enhanced risk, with the next update tomorrow morning. So, so I'll just kind of walk through each risk. This is the damaging wind risk. Basically, the whole region under this, level, it says 15% probability. Think of it as level 2 out of 5, like with a slight risk. So, basically the entire region, and then trending lower as you get into Tennessee, and then. Same thing with the severe hail risk. The whole region could see, severe hail of 1 inch or greater, possibly up to 2 inches. The setup looks quite favorable for large hail, unfortunately. So something to think about tonight or tomorrow, especially in the evening. It might be a good evening to put your car, if you have a place you can park it, park your car under a shelter in the garage and under a carport. Please, that would be a really good idea, I think, just to be on the safe side. You don't want to get your car dinged up from large hail. It's not fun for sure to have to deal with that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, especially as we get into tomorrow evening. And then the tornado risk, most of the areas, this 2% probability, that's the lowest level that they issue. From Louisville down through the Purchase region, Missouri Boot Heel, and then further north of I-64 towards St. Louis and areas to the north. But you do see there's a corridor of 5% of the probability, so a little bit higher from southeast Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Sykeston, Farmington, Mount Vernon, Paducah, Madisonville, Owensboro, Henderson, Evansville, and up towards like Princeton, Indiana. So there's definitely an area there where we could, where the risk of tornadoes is low, it's low but not zero. So we got to keep our guard up for that too. Hold on just a second here. All right, there was some spamming on the links with the comments, so I'm trying to turn that down. So bear with me here. Apologies for that with the comments. So hopefully that's taken care of now. So here's what we're thinking for timing of the severe risk, and so as you can see here, this is late. So this is 11 p.m. Monday night through 5 a.m. Tuesday morning for southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas in that area, and then shifting to midnight to 6 a.m. Tuesday morning from Mount Vernon down to Carbondale in the Cape Girardeau area, Paducah, Mayfield, and down to northwest Tennessee. And then a little bit later, 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. roughly for the Evansville area, Evansville Tri-State, Henderson, Owensboro, Madisonville down to Hopkinsville, Fort Campbell, those areas, and then and then later into the morning as you go further to the east towards Louisville. So this is definitely why we're I want everyone to be on their guard with the late night timing of this. So a lot of people are going to be asleep, understandably. So this is a great time to make sure your NOAA weather radio is powered up. It's got the battery powered. All the batteries are charged up and refreshed. So you'll be alerted in the middle of the night in case a warning is issued for your location. So definitely keep that in mind. And then shifting ahead to Tuesday, this would be in the Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. We do have a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5 from the Evansville area, Owensboro, down through Madisonville, Paducah, Mayfield, down to northwest Tennessee. And then a level 2 slight risk for our far southeast area, Nashville, down into the middle Tennessee, and then over towards the Bowling Green area in Kentucky. So that'll be along. There's going to be a cold front moving through, so we could have some additional storms fire up Tuesday afternoon, and large hail and damaging winds would be the primary threats with these storms. So definitely, as we get into Tuesday, don't let your guard down, especially if you're along and east of the Wabash River and east and south of the Ohio River for Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. So we are expecting some locally heavy rain once again. We've had a few rounds of heavy rain lately, so we think the storms will be moving fast enough that we're not expecting a lot in the way of flash flooding, but there could be some nuisance flooding. So generally, in southeast Missouri, an inch to inch and a half, up to an inch if you're up in Mount Vernon, and then Evansville, 1 to 2 inches roughly, depending on where, or inch and a half to 2 inches, depending on where you are. And then a lot of western Kentucky, is looking at that 1.5 to 2 inches, but there could be some areas that see up to about 3 inches locally with some of the heavier rainfall. But we're not expecting the flash flooding to be a big concern, but it's definitely something to keep in the back of your mind, especially if you live in areas that do flood pretty easily. So that's definitely on the table, that nuisance flooding, small creeks, things like that. If you live near an area where creeks come up pretty quickly when it rains, you'll definitely want to be on guard for that too. And this is rainfall from now through Wednesday morning, so it's kind of a large time window. But yeah, definitely looking like another round of locally heavy rain. So after everything I've gone through, I just want to reiterate, we definitely need you to have multiple ways to get warnings. So those NOAA weather radios, make sure those are plugged in, have the fresh batteries, they're ready to go. Make sure if you have weather alerts on your phone, if you have an app on your phone that will sound an alarm if there's a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, make sure that if you're going to bed at night, make sure your phone isn't muted or you don't have the do not disturb turned on, or else you won't get those alerts. So make sure that's turned off so it actually alerts you. If you're paying attention to the weather and you see something bad heading towards a place where you have a family or friends or coworkers, give them a call, let them know if you think they're asleep. Local radio, TV, always a great source. If you're outdoors, for whatever reason, maybe not so much in this case, since it's going to be at night mainly, outdoor sirens, and then obviously following along on the internet too. So those are all the standard ways. I urge you to have multiple ways to get those warnings that'll wake you up in the middle of the night. Just something that'll wake you up in the middle of the night so you know to take shelter. If a tornado warning is issued for your area, go to the basement if you have one. Have an emergency supply kit ready. If you don't have a basement, go to an interior room with no windows. Basically, put as many walls between you and the outside of your house as possible. Don't go to the exterior rooms. Don't go to the top floor of your house. Those interior rooms with no windows or in your basement, those are the safest places to be in your home during a tornado. And obviously, with other tornado sheltering guidelines, mobile homes, your vehicle, highway overpasses, those are all not good places to be during a tornado. Likewise, big open rooms like a gymnasium or manufactured housing, those don't stand up as well against tornado winds. Better options are your basement, interior room of a well-constructed home or a building, or a tornado shelter, or a specially designed safe room. So if you live in an area, or if you live in a mobile home or a manufactured house, make sure you have a place to go if a tornado warning is issued. We're not expecting tornadoes to be the main threat, but we can't rule it out. So definitely be on guard for that. And if we do get some higher end straight line winds, those can cause just as much damage as a weak tornado. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So if you don't have those options, make sure that you have something ready to go in case a warning is issued for your location. So what's coming up next? We'll have an update from the Storm Prediction Center, 1 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning, not too far from now. I would expect adjustments, maybe addition of additional outlook areas are pretty likely. I would imagine, just in my subjective personal opinion. We can obviously in a little bit we'll probably reach out to the Storm Prediction Center and ask them what they're thinking for the next outlook update. And when that's shared, we'll share that on our social media pages later on tomorrow morning. We'll have updates on our website, weather.gov/Paducah for updates. We'll be sending out updates during the morning and afternoon hours. We'll try to share all those updates too on social media, Facebook and Twitter through the day. And then the main takeaway, stay weather aware, especially after dark Mondays and as we get especially to midnight and later for possible watches and warnings for your location. So with that, thank you for attending. I'll be happy to take go through and look at some questions. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in to the comments, and I'll do my best to respond. Do you expect a spin notification? At this range, we're kind of close, so I'll ask the midnight shift. They might send one out this morning, since we kind of have about 24 hours to go. But yeah, if you're a trained weather spotter, definitely be on standby for activation. Someone asked about the timing. I'll go ahead and put that slide back up here. What we're expecting for timing for the main severe weather threat, if I can get there. So this is from Monday night through Tuesday morning, these times, so 11 p.m. Monday night through 5 a.m. Tuesday morning for southeast Missouri, and then midnight to 6 a.m. for southern Illinois and the western, from the lakes area to the west in western Kentucky, and then a little bit later in the morning hours for the Evansville Tri-State into the Kentucky Panorama. PDS severe thunderstorm watch issued. I won't speak. Those are issued by the Storm Prediction Center. That'll be their decision. But I would definitely think that watches are definitely on the table for this kind of event. With the tornado outlook increase, again, that's something the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, will be handling. I wouldn't be surprised if they bumped it up a little bit. But I think the main threats for our area in terms of hazards would be damaging winds and large hail. But obviously tornadoes cause quite a bit of damage, so we don't want you to let your guard down on that either. Time frame for Hopkinsville, you're kind of in this 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. period, give or take. You're kind of on the edge, so definitely after midnight, I would be on guard for severe weather. Someone asking about an inside room for shelter, hallway with 2 open doorways, best place to go. Bedroom, bed. Yeah, if you don't have an inside room, if you can put cover over you like a bed, that would be good. If you don't have any other place to shelter, also something to keep in mind, maybe you'd have if you have like a baseball helmet or a football helmet or a bicycle helmet for your kids or you, put those on them too if a warning's issued. That'll help protect you from flying debris that could cause head injuries, which is where a lot of fatalities and injuries, serious injuries from tornadoes and straight line wind damage occur. Someone's asking about an upgrade. I would I would expect there probably will be an upgrade somewhere. I won't speak to what SPC's thinking, but it seems kind of likely at this point. I think they're probably just going to be trying to figure out where that higher corridor is. Wind gusts. With the straight line wind gusts, definitely 60 to 70 mile an hour winds would be possible in the severe weather. Severe thunderstorms with the straight line winds, and maybe even a little bit higher if things can really take advantage of the environment. Quick spin up type tornadoes or long lived type tornadoes. I would expect this to be more of a spin up type situation. I think we're expecting maybe some broken lines of storms. And those kind of squall line type things, they tend to produce quick spin up tornadoes more than the long track ones. But the difference between a quick spin up or a long lived is, if it hits your house, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So we try to give everyone the same type of warning. Wind speeds again, 60 to 70 mile an hour winds in the severe thunderstorm straight line winds are definitely possible. I just want to confirm too that this is from Monday night through Tuesday morning. Tonight we're just expecting light rain, so nothing really going on tonight. You might hear a rumble of thunder, but no severe weather expected overnight tonight. So this is definitely Monday night through Tuesday morning. Someone asked about a watch. I would expect that probably a watch or multiple watches will be on the table with this event. Just kind of a matter of how things evolve with the where the storms form exactly, and maybe it might end up being one part of the area versus another. But at this range, it's kind of hard to say. The entire region kind of right now is under that risk. So someone asked about Princeton. Princeton would be included in this in this watch. So pretty much anyone in the area. Once you get down towards Nashville and Memphis, it gets a little bit less of a threat. But pretty much other than that, further north, it's definitely a risk for the severe weather. How large could the hail be? The stronger storms could produce 1 to 2 inch type hail, I think. Which is definitely enough to cause damage to your roof or to your car. So this is another reminder: if you can get your car parked in the garage or under a carport or something like that tomorrow night, that would be a really good idea, I think. So I'm a little sad that I'll be here tomorrow night, and I'm kind of sad I couldn't get my car into. It'll be parked outside. So hopefully the storms miss our office. So someone asked about a crawl space. It kind of depends on, I'm not really sure about crawl spaces. I would kind of suspect not, because if your house isn't anchored very well, the house could shift and then the house could just fall into the crawl space, and you don't want to be there if that happens. So if you don't have an actual basement, I would suggest just going to an interior room of your house. Could it be a bust? Yeah, I mean, it's been, I hate to put definitive yes, this is going to happen on these sorts of things. And then some areas you could get, some areas could get hit with severe weather, and other areas could see little or nothing at all. So just kind of the nature of how how the science works. Unfortunately, I wish if we could pinpoint it to a certain number of counties or a few cities. I think that would be much better than trying to get everyone riled up or worried about severe weather. But at this point, I really can't say with confidence it'll be one area over another that favors the severe weather. So just stay weather aware, and then we'll have updates as we go through the day Monday, and then maybe we'll be able to narrow it down to a certain corridor. Maybe we can say some areas are less likely to see severe weather. So I would just check back for updates at this point. Someone asked if it'll be later in the afternoon or just at night. I can't rule out a isolated strong storm tomorrow afternoon, but I think the main risk is going to be overnight for getting your cars covered up. So I think for 99% of you, if you get your car covered up in the evening, before around sunset, I think you'll be fine. So someone said more of a derecho type event or supercell. I don't know if I go as high as saying it would be a derecho, but we could definitely have more of a straight line wind type event where you might get some spin up tornadoes along the line. And if we do have some some vigorous storm development, we could see some large hail too. Someone asked about moderate or high risk. I'm not since SPC will be doing the upgrades. Right now, the whole area is under the slight risk, so I don't have any confidence at all if if they'll do a moderate or a high. Very unlikely for a high risk, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see an enhanced risk. Um, so, someone asked about when this is going to happen. I have the timing out. All these times are for Monday night into Tuesday morning. So tonight should be quiet other than the rain. But no severe weather expected tonight. The main risk we're expecting with the severe weather would be overnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning. So 24 hours and more from now. Someone asked about a line of severe storms. Yeah, that's kind of more what we're thinking, a line or maybe like clusters of severe storms. It looks like it may be a broken line. So some areas might actually get hit with more than one line, or it could be different areas get covered by different parts of different lines. It doesn't really look like one big squall line or something like that. It looks a little messier with the storm mode. So that makes things a little bit more complicated as in terms of, is it going to be, damaging winds or just large hail? We'll have to see how it goes, or both. Someone asked about Maceo. Yeah, your Maceo and the whole area is in the slight risk. I can go back, show the risk area for the whole area. So the whole region outside of Middle Tennessee and Southwest Tennessee is under this level 2 right now, slight risk. And then the timing for the Maceo area is going to be after midnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning. Time frame for spotters might be needed for Evansville, probably after midnight Monday night, so at midnight Tuesday morning, most likely. Looks like it'll be very late through the morning hours, possibly through the early daylight hours in the Evansville area, unfortunately. So not the best time to be up for this sort of thing, but but that's looking for the Evansville area, especially. It might be more towards daybreak when the line arrives. So, but that's kind of what we're thinking right now in terms of timing, and just kind of plus or minus a couple hours. Sometimes the models that we look at can be actually a little bit slow, an hour or two. It's sometimes the development of the storm, so sometimes they arrive an hour or two earlier than we think because they take a little bit more time to spin up when they're looking at all the data and everything they use to make their forecasts. Mayfield. Same thing as I mentioned for Maceo, you're under the slight risk for severe weather, damaging winds, large hail, main threats. Can't rule out a tornado as well. The timing, kind of looking at that midnight to 6 a.m. period for if you're in western Kentucky from the lakes area to the west to the Mississippi River. That's kind of what we're thinking for the timing. How high would the CAPE values be? We could definitely have CAPE is it's short for, it stands for convectively available potential energy. Basically, it's how much gasoline is available to power the thunderstorms, and we're thinking that it could get pretty high, like the levels that we're thinking, in especially late afternoon, even like 2,000 to 3,000 level values for the CAPE, which is plenty for severe thunderstorms. Someone asked, strong thunderstorms Tuesday morning, 6 to 8-ish. That would be, if you're in Evansville and then like western Kentucky from like Owensboro, Madisonville, Hopkinsville, yeah, there definitely could still be some strong to severe storms in that time frame. Further to the west across southern Illinois, and then the areas from like the lakes region to the west and southeast Missouri, it'll probably be done by the time we get to 6 to 8 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, and most of all, I just hope we all hope that everyone stays safe and that there's no no serious damage or anything like that. That's the worst thing. I've only been in the Weather Service a few years, but I'm not a big fan of the tornado surveys are just they're always sobering. You always see you're seeing people at some of the worst moments of their lives, and it's just tough. We just hope that it doesn't really um, get too bad, or there's no injuries or anything like that. We hate to see that. Severe threat for the Owensboro area. So as you can see, the timing would be in the Owensboro area. We're generally thinking 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. This would be Tuesday morning. Owensboro's in the slight risk, and we're thinking damaging winds, large hail, and perhaps a tornado or two are all on the table. So, unfortunately, so definitely looks like we're getting into May. It's the prime time for severe weather around here. So we could definitely see. Looks like we're definitely getting into that the busy peak season for severe weather around here. And someone asked about Washington, Indiana. Kind of the same thing as I mentioned for Owensboro. That damaging wind, large hail, perhaps a tornado threat. Washington actually falls into our neighboring office in Louisville, so they'll have updates on, if you go to weather.gov/Louisville, they'll have updates on their webpage for Washington. So, someone mentioned about the second round. The second round of storms for 6 to 8 a.m., that actually would be in the afternoon hours across. That would be Tuesday afternoon and evening. This would be mainly across western Kentucky and southwest Indiana. This would be after the first round. This would be a possible second round that would develop in the afternoon and evening hours. So someone asked about increase us into a level 3. Yeah, I think the confidence for especially the Storm Prediction Center, if they get more confident about certain areas, seeing the damage, especially the damaging winds and large hail developing, they would definitely think about upgrading us to a level 3 parts of the area region. I really wouldn't want to go on and speculate which areas, but we could definitely do, or the ingredients are definitely there for severe weather if everything comes together just right, and if their confidence gets high enough in the coverage for certain areas, and that's what really drives the level, not really the intensity of the storms, but the coverage of the storms. More areas being impacted, that really would drive the increase from a level 2 to a level 3. So I see it's 8:30, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up unless there are any other questions. This video will be available to replay on our Facebook page, and then if you follow us on Twitter, I'm going to save the video and upload it to YouTube, and it'll be on our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/NWS Paducah, and then I'll tweet it out on our Twitter page as well. So we're definitely going, I'll try to get as many ways out to watch this video as possible. And thank you all so much for participating and for joining me tonight. And hope you all stay safe. I'll try, if we have time permitting tomorrow, I think I'll try to get another Facebook Live, but I'll send that announcement beforehand. Just depends on how things go and how busy we are in the afternoon. Unfortunately, you'll kind of have to play it by ear. But we'll try to keep you updated during this next couple of days for sure. So everyone be safe, and thank you for joining us tonight.